What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cash, and we are here for some lovely good news. And it's a really good day when you see your girl Morrigan, her crazy ass is out here, and you know what time it is. She's got her brand new awakening. We never did a guide on her. I'm in trouble. Please don't arrest me. Officer, she was... Let's not get into that. Let's get into this guy. So we have, see, she doesn't even get the slaughterer until she's 6-star. I actually don't know if that's for all of them, but 6-star, of course, you know, you got the outfit. We got the, oops, I pressed the wrong button. You know, we got this cool animate. She looks really cool here. Gotta say, she looks really cool here. The secret agent skin is cool and all, but regular degular Morrigan, we're gonna go over secret agent Morrigan, then we're gonna go over secret agent slaughterer Morrigan. Okay, she's the member of the general, who cares? All right, so there we go. Let's go over to these lovely skills. First up is going to be the brand new passive, Cursed Sword. Increases fire allies attack by 30%. It definitely says 40. By 40% and critical strike damage by 30%. Though I love critical strike damage, it would have been so much great if it was chance for the homies, but it's damage for herself. We're selfish out here. We'll get into that later. Next passive is a lot of reading. Demon Sword, Bloody Petal, inflicts damage equal to 50% of attack to a bleeding target at the start of the turn. Increases the caster's attack by 15% for 2 turns when attacking a bleeding target. Stacks up to 5 times. 5 times 15 is calculator, and that comes out to 75% increase of attack. That's pretty good for pretty much for no reason, and we'll see how often characters will be bleeding. And next up is the applies the status Demon Sword Bloody Petal, which will be your lovely red icon here, and it gives you, it applies the status when the caster kills an enemy, and you will then inflict 30% additional damage. So what you should have learned from here is that in damage, and some more damage. Yes, she does more damage, especially when she's hitting someone that's specifically bleeding. You know, you can have a team kind of geared around that. A lot of stuff right now is geared around burns. So she's one of the characters with bleeding, her, Vlad, and other characters that don't matter because we're not talking about them. Next up, Morrigan's Madness. 50% chance to apply Demon Sword, Bloody Petal. We already went over that. When attacking, you're guaranteed to get it when something dies, right? But now you can have a 50% chance for it to happen when you're just attacking in general. And what does it do? Well, we already know what it does. It gives you more damage. You obviously want that, so as she's multi-striking and countering, it's going to be more beneficial for you to have that, but luckily she gets that already for free, but only when she dies. Revives with 50% HP and becomes a shadow for 3 turns upon death, once per battle. Guarantees counterattack and multi-strike, and it decreases damage taken by 25% once the caster becomes a shadow. Now, shadow is a buff, it cannot be removed, it's going to last for 3 turns, and currently in this form, we know later that you can get it more often, but when you do not have any costumes and she is not awakened, she only gets it when she dies. Keep that in mind. Right, so let's look at the S1. I feel like you gotta learn the basics before you can tackle the big booty. I mean, before you can tackle the rest of the character. Jeez. Carnivorous sword. It's carnivorous, right? It's not. Cause I know it's carnivore, right? Carnivorous. It could be carnivorous, but I think it's carnivorous. Carnivorous? English. Anyway, inflicts damage equals to, you know, it's the same S1 that you see for 18,000 years. But this one has the chance to cause bleeding. As you level it up, the bleed chance goes up. Nothing really too crazy here, but as you know, it's really important if she gets the bleed. The S1 is one of the ways she can do it. She can also do it with the S2, Bloody Petals Dance. It is a cone attack, and she has a 35% chance to make them bleed and remove 1 buff. As you can see, it's a little bit better, going all the way up to 60% chance to make them bleed in the cone, so it's 3 targets, obviously really good, and removes 2 buffs as well, and the cooldown will go down by 1, which is pretty good. Last but not least, Surge Bloody Petal is going to be the S3. It is a ignore defense single target nuke on the S3, 60% chance to make the target unable to revive for 2 turns. Decreases the skill cooldown of it by 2 turns if it fails to kill. So it's 7 if it doesn't kill, which is obviously really good when you're going against bosses, or if you try to kill something and it doesn't work, it will then go down. It's a 5 turn cooldown, which is pretty good, and it's almost 4 because then the turn passes, right? So as you get, you know, leveled up, obviously the damage goes up, the chance for the anti-revive goes up, but most importantly, unable to revive for 3 turns, which gives you some time to kill the target if you did not kill it with the S3, and also If you don't kill, it goes down by 3 turns, making it 4 turns, which makes it 3. Cool? Hope you guys understand that. So, what is the game plan with this character? Mash your face on the keyboard. Or on your phone. Wherever you're playing, you S3, whoever needs to die. Especially if they don't have resolve. As you can see, she has nothing to do with resolve. She's unable to revive. So, if you can kill a character, a very important character that doesn't have a resolve, or you have a way to already put unable to resolve on a character with resolve, that's not like Electra or Elizabeth or something like that, she can S3 them and eliminate them from the game. 85% chance to unable to revive is one of the highest, I think. I think Verdandy's is, well, I can just check, right? 60% chance flat when she lands a critical strike. So it's only under the circumstances of her landing a crit will that even happen. That was actually one of the most annoying things about Verdandy. If she doesn't have a strike preparation, you're pretty much shit out of luck. But Morrigan, it doesn't really matter if she crits or anything like that. And she starts off with 60. And most people around this time, and pretty much the vets that are not going to watch any guides because they already know, their S3 is pretty much max. Even I have a max S3 Morrigan because it's just been that long. So I have an 85% chance. Most people are going to have, 85, possibly 68, which is garbage. 72, whatever. What I'm telling you is that when you are doing scale ups, you're definitely going for the S3 first. Just because, as we know, when she is a shadow, she gets guaranteed counterattack and multi-strikes. So you want, the 80% to cause characters to bleed. The good thing about bleed is that you cannot remove it. It's just like Ebon Wound. If they do an AoE heal like Karen or anything of that nature, the bleed will stay there. The thing about birds is that you can just cleanse them and they're gone. Same thing with the crows. The crows, it does hurt the character who cleanses them, but like Karen, what she'll do is she'll sacrifice her HP and cleanse all of the crows from Elizabeth, and then it's pretty much nothing. The bleeds will stay forever until their time is up, which makes them very, very strong. It's a very strong debuff. Now let's go over to Agent. Secret Agent Morrigan. Doesn't rhyme. But anyway, let's see the slight little differences. And as you can see, it's a lot of reading. Everything just becomes way more reading than it needs to be. So instead of bleeds, it goes over to damage over time. So any dot that is afflicted on the character is A-okay for the passive now, instead of it just being bleeds. As you can see here also as well, 80% chance to apply the Demon Blood Sword when it was 50% chance before. So it's a really big jump. Now before, the reason why you got this costume was because that was how you got Shadow. So now, you start off with Shadow regardless, but the difference here is that it becomes 50% instead of 25%, which is what it is here. 25% reduced damage. So she's taking significantly less damage when she is in Secret Agent form. So the moral of the story is you really should get it. There's really no reason not to. I know a lot of people already have it from when it first dropped and it was $20 and blah, 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 blah. But the reason why you would still want to get it is because it goes over damage over time, which means she synergizes with a lot of other characters in your party who have dots. She'll do a lot more damage that way. And she'll pretty much have the shadow thing when she dies, and she'll take a lot less damage after she comes back and revives. Obviously, you want to make sure that she doesn't get anti-revived, or you're going to be in some deep shit. But last but not least, let's go over to the A6, which is this beautiful, lovely costume. It looks amazing, honestly. This looks super good. But here's the unsealed Demon Sword Bloody Petal. Pretty much like, this is like Rock Lee mode. Gain Shadow for 3 turns at the start of the wave. Awesome that it says wave and not battle. Why is that important? Because that means every time you go into a next little wave, she will get the shadow again. When attacking an enemy with a damage over time, critical strike is guaranteed. Now that is going to change our entirety. That is actually a big difference in what, people will have to re-rune her, because before that was not a thing. Now, if there's a damage over time, which she puts them out, her teammates put them out, there's gonna be damage over time somewhere. So now she pretty much has guaranteed crit all the time. That is gonna change her build a lot, and it's also gonna increase her damage significantly. But it doesn't stop there. Inflicts damage equal to 70% of attack that ignores defense and has an 80% chance to gain Shadow for 3 turns. Wow. So think about this. As long as the character has a damage over time, they have a burn, they have a bleed, Ebon Wound, whatever, she will critically strike them. She will also do additional 70% damage that ignores defense. Then she has an 80% chance to Shadow. We already know from the S2 that Shadow guarantees counterattack and multi-strike. So she doesn't have the same BS as far as Ashley, but she's there to actually tank the hits. Ashley is there to dodge. Damien is there to, you know, not dodge the hits. That's why Damien's is kind of shittier, and that's why I kind of don't like her as much, because Damien can still be stunned. He might not take damage from damage immunity, but he can still be stunned. And if it has penetration, Damien's damage immunity doesn't do anything. But here, as you can see here, and I know it says 25%, but if you have the costume, 50% less damage, you're gonna counterattack, you're gonna get your shadow back, and all that stuff. And you're getting it back for 3 turns. That is nuts. Also, when attacked by an enemy with damage over time, you restore 20% of your HP, and you will inflict 100% additional damage upon multi-strike and counterattack. So that means you're doing even more damage. So what this means is that she is a tanky attacker, because instead of making more tanks or hybrids or making the first hybrid awakening, they just want to keep making these attackers do everything for some reason. That's just Netmarble's way of just, I don't know, making your attacker go the extra mile. Before we even get into that, look at that what is this icon? I guess her thumbnail looks pretty good here. And I'm nice to you guys. I have saved the little awakening thing because I thought it was really cool. I was like, let me show them what it is before I actually A6 it. Let me do it on video. But first, let's go through the basics. As we all know, you guys are pros. You guys are here at the casino all the fucking time. You have seats with your fucking butt stench in it. Like, you guys have been here, so you guys know all SSR of a certain role have the same stats outside of the attack speed. So all SSR attackers have the same base stats. But the attack speed is going to be different. So if we take 600 minus 21, we will know that she has a base speed of 579. She is a relatively fast character. She is meant to go first, or be one of the ones that go first and snipe a character out, and they're pretty much dead. And then she's kind of chilling like, oh, well, what are you gonna do about it? And I'm a bad man. I was just thinking, like, what happened? I thought, like, when she kills a target, she goes hidden. I forgot to go over the secret agent S3 because I forgot that it's actually different. So I'm just gonna do that right quick. I know there's some people like, well, he didn't go over that. When you have the S3 and you're in secret agent, you actually get to hide for 2 turns when you kill a target, making it very hard to actually find her, right? You're gonna have to use an AoE skill or a cone attack to hit her, which it makes it much harder to kill her off. You can't target her, you can't then snipe her back, which, as we know, with Shadow, as we just explained, is going to be hard to do. Even if you were to hit her, that hit has to be significantly hard to kill. She's really hard to kill. But the cool thing about this is that when you are using this S3 and bosses and things of that nature, as you can see, it's going to go down by 4 turns, and the skill cooldown itself goes down by 6. You will pretty much be able to constantly spam the S3 in boss dungeons, even in a situation where the character for some reason does not die. While we're here, let's go look at that awakening animation, just because I usually don't show them, but I think hers was pretty good. It's quick, but I really liked it. That quick little, oh, look at that, free stuff. Anywho, let's go over to the runes. As you can see, this is actually what you would normally have ran her. You would either run her with agility or just went with rage and then did some crit because you'd want her to crit on her S3. That's normally what you would want to run. But now that we know that she auto crits as long as the character has a dot. Now, as you can see, if you have a character that's quicker than her, that's gonna lay the dots already, then you're in a really good spot. On the first turn, unless for some reason they have a damage over time with, I don't know, Elizabeth, and then, you know, then you could pretty much super snipe a character, and the extra damage that you'll do will be ridiculous. Her and Elizabeth are like hand in hand. So instead of going with rage, you can actually go with the Root of Destruction. Root of Destruction, I think, is pretty much your forset. I don't think you can really avoid not doing it. She's actually going to be somewhat hard to ruin. It sounds funny, but she's going to be somewhat hard to ruin because you're going to need to get runes that have substats that don't have counterattack in it. She will literally always be able to counterattack. It's guaranteed. You don't need crit chance, and you don't need multi-strike. So that's going to be kind of hard. You're probably going to get a little ilking of one or the other. She has healing already in her kit. So if you get kind of screwed with the auto HP recovery thing here, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world because of the fact that she's going to heal. So Kane's around are going to have a fun time with you. You can't really stop it from happening, especially once you A6 her. She's going to be healing. Now the problem is that there's so many good options for the 2 slots. Not like the 2 slot, but what you're going to have 2 of. Because you could go rune or multi-strike. We know for a fact that she's going to be multi-striking a lot. 50% additional damage is a lot of additional damage. You can also go burst. We know that burst is 20%, but it has the prerequisite of damage over time. You can go agility, make her go even faster, really ensure that first turn, snipe a target, put it to bed. If it doesn't die, she'll have the snipe up in like literally 1 turn, 2 turns. If it does die, she's hiding for 3, you know, if your S3 is maxed out. Pretty vicious stuff. It's pretty vicious stuff that she's able to do. Here we are. As you guys know, hero talents, gotta talk about them. So first one is going to be the weapon mastery. Next up, subjugation. But you can go with the arena. If you're going to be using her more often in arena, I think that that is the better thing to do. As we always discuss, is that boss is kind of crap because not every unit in a Advent dungeon is considered a boss. Next up is going to be the 54. I went with the burning weapon just because I don't care about her defenses, but now with all the damage reduction stuff, and remember, she's bent to take hits, fortified armor is not that bad of an option. But the reason why I went with burning weapon, obviously, if you guys have been paying attention, is because she's going to be multi-striking and counter-striking. The burns is another damage over time that's there. Next up, 56. Honestly, this is a toss-up. She doesn't dodge damage, she takes it, especially Gladiator's technique to just kind of make her tank way more damage that a person might try to kill, because people are going to always try to kill your attackers in arena. So if they just can't kill the bitch, they're trying so hard and they just can't get it done, I think that that's going to be pretty good. And also for, you know, depending on the bosses, I don't think that there's a boss where she'll have any trouble with her 50% damage reduction, so I don't really see the purpose of this. But in arena, there's way more damage being dished out. So I think I would actually switch to Gladiator's technique here, but that's always up to you. Now with planned attack here, 58, definitely can change that because we don't need crit chance whatsoever. So we can actually go with the Blade Twister here. But penetration damage. One thing that I did not say throughout this whole time is that she has pen in anything. No pen whatsoever. Now you could say, I don't really care about that. Just think of it. Our target has damage immunity because of Electra. They have shields because of Silveria. I feel like she has enough things that boost her damage already, but it's still a toss-up. Again, up to you. Do you think Blade Twister, does she need additional, more or less a little bit more damage? I'd say depending on your runes. If you're not going with the destruction set, maybe get this instead, right? But if you are going destruction, you're gonna get crit strike damage additional, and plus with your substats on your 1, 2, and 6, you might get it. Maybe go here with Acute Rage to increase her effectiveness, that even if they have shields, if she gets hit, this might proc 20% chance to proc. She has penetration. All her attacks will now penetrate. I think that that's a little bit more utility and a little bit better. So much. I'll do one for you guys. Fuck this game. All right. So next up, last but not least, 60 is going to be duh. All right, we are here on 1-1 hard, and this one's actually going to be interesting because now she has Shadow, and we're gonna see how often she doesn't get frozen. There should be a 90% chance that she doesn't get frozen on each of these little attacks. Oh wait, not the, oh no, not those. I actually forgot. Wait, there's still the Ebb and Wound. Wait, what? Wait, am I losing my mind? There it is. Oh my god, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. When I went to the secret agents, I only did the passives, and you're probably screaming out, I know, I'm bad. The S1 has the Ebb and Wound now from jump now, because she doesn't need to die now to get it. Just throw me out the window. Let me know in the comment section if you were just like waiting, like when is he gonna like realize that the S1 has the Ebb and Wound now? Okay, she's good. All right, leave me the fuck alone. All right, so we need to show off the S2. Now, I'm just gonna pause it because I want to. Oh, look, there goes the immunity right there. That was too easy for us, so let's put it to the test. I'm gonna throw her into this dungeon for no reason at all. I'm just curious if she could actually like hang with the birds here. Can she actually sit here and solo this? Especially once she kills the big one. As you can see, there goes the heal. Look at it, she's like healing all the way fully back. Oh my god. Oh, they have poison though. They have poison. So that's a good way to counter her, right? You just poison her out. There we go, S3 animation. That did a lot of damage. And she as you can see, she keeps getting the shadow thing back. So I would say that she probably could solo it. There goes the death, right? She probably could actually solo as long as there's not poison. I mean, that's probably asking for a lot, and you know she's gonna multi-strike here. That's asking for a lot, right? But if there's no poison, I think she has a good shot here of just soloing it. She can do the advents, it's just that she's not like a bonus unit in other advents, and she doesn't have the proof as much as I have like for Rebecca. I know Rebecca does really good in other advents, but I have to hit Morrigan to the test. I think that she could probably kill if I had her a little bit faster. I think that she would be able to kill the Arachnia dungeon by herself. I have a strong suspicion if she can get that spider buff and pretty much will counterattack, kill every single spider that tries to touch her and heal, and then just slowly kill off Arachnia by herself. I feel like she could do it, but even as strong as that is, if you just give her some type of small team, a little bit of Avenger support, I feel as though she can definitely do it. So is she worth your Awakening Essence? Absolutely. First, second, or third doesn't matter, but she's one of the better ones. I think that all of them are pretty decent. I'm not a fan of like Esna's and Edwin's. They're strong, but you know, I think Morrigan is one of the stronger ones, putting her up there in like the top 3, top 4. So let me know what you guys think about the character. Let me know if you have been using her. If you're hesitant, did this video convince you to or to not awaken her? Let me know how you guys are feeling. You guys know who's coming up next, Natsu's cousin. And without further ado, hope you guys have a good day. And remember that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.